Hey friends, so impromptu YouTube live session here. Today was a big day in terms of announcements from Google. So Google had their big I/O conference where they made a lot of announcements. A lot of them were focused on AI, and the SEO world is going absolutely ballistic right now. And so I wanted to share with you just a few thoughts based on some of the announcements. This was last minute, so I'm not expecting a turnout tonight, but hopefully folks will get to watch this after the fact. But I want to share with you some of my thoughts on, is SEO really dead? Did Google just kill SEO with some of the announcements from Google I/O, and what does the future hold? So for starters, there was a lot of cool stuff that Google announced. They announced Google Gemini Nano, which is a multimodal model that pulls information from text, photos, audio, web, that you can use your phone. And so you can get AI insights based on like real life information. So you can hold your phone, you could hold it over a piece of paper that has writing on it and you can get some cool insights. So there was things like that. There was some really cool information on how you can do better search with Google Photos. They had a really cool generative AI video experience called Video FX, where soon you'll be able to type in a prompt and you'll be able to create essentially a short movie based on whatever you type in. Some of the coolest things that I saw was relating to Google Workspace. And so if you have a Workspace account and you use Gmail, how Google is integrating AI into some of that, where it can essentially scan your emails and do summaries of things like, let's say someone emailed you 10 times over the past year. You could ask the AI assistant to summarize those emails over the past year. And so it can do that. And there's a lot of other cool things. But the thing that I want to discuss with you this evening is the impact of what they're calling AI overviews in search. Okay. So over the past year, they've had something called the SGE experience, the search generative experience, where you could opt in through Google Labs and you could essentially have an AI experience in search. So you could type in a question and instead of seeing, the standard results, you could see an AI answer. And in some instances, it fully answers your question. Now, there's pros and cons with this AI result because on the one hand, it's not always accurate. And on the other hand, it's based on a lot of, their AI model as they've scanned the internet and they've learned. And so on the other hand, a lot of SEOs are furious because they feel that Google is essentially stealing their content now and rewriting the answer inside of search. And so I wanted to discuss this today because I think there are some really big ramifications and some big impacts that can come as a result of this. Okay. So the first thing that I want to discuss is just the overall real estate that Google demoed with their AI overview. All right. And so one thing that I was hoping for as this event was launching was that the AI overview, you would have to click to expand the AI overview in the search results, because obviously if you have this big, large AI overview, it's going to take away from some of the clicks on the organic side, the standard organic results. In the demo that Google had today, it didn't look like that was the case. So it looked like a search was done and the AI overview loaded. And so a lot of SEO experts right now are absolutely furious because they feel that over the past decade plus, we've been creating content and we've essentially been training Google. And now, instead of us getting the reward or getting website visitors coming to our website, Google is essentially stealing that traffic. And so what's the point of all this content creation if Google is just going to hijack the answer? Now, one thing to note is Google, after the fact, noted that the SGE or the AI overview is not going to show for 100% of queries. And in my opinion, they can't have that happen. And the reason for that is because 10% roughly of Google's ad revenue comes from their display network, which is a result of them referring traffic to websites. And if they don't refer traffic to websites, that's going to cause a serious issue with that 10% of ad revenue that they get with referring traffic to websites. And so, in my opinion, even if Google, and they say that they're going to be launching it this week, even if Google is more aggressive with the quantity of searches that get this AI experience, I don't think that it can be the majority. And for that reason, because I feel like they have too much relying on it on the ad side. Okay. So it's an interesting time. I certainly understand the frustration of small business owners and SEOs. But typically with something like this, there will always be opportunities, right? And so if all of a sudden there's a haircut of SEO traffic that typical websites get by 30%, as long as you have customers that are actively, or potential customers that are actively looking for your product or service, there will be opportunities to reach them. Now, it's not going to be like it was in the past with the standard organic search results, at least at that level, but there's going to be new opportunities. And in my opinion, one of the great opportunities to pivot to is video. I think that over the next several years, video is going to become even more important as a part of your marketing mix, especially on YouTube. And the reason for that is because these AI answers are going to do a lot of summaries of essentially content and answers out there on the internet. And so they're going to be reporting it in text format. But there's always going to be a need for people to be able to watch and consume content through video. And so, in my opinion, what's going to happen over the next several years is there's going to be even more of a shift from, let's call it, standard SEO text-based articles to video. And so I do think that there's going to be a lot more opportunity for your business to be able to use video as a part of the marketing mix. And, even though a lot of folks are upset about this, and again, like I'm a little frustrated as well. I thought Google would not be as aggressive with the rollout with the SGE experience or the AI overview experience, but there's always going to be opportunity for your business. And so you can truly, I would say, leverage AI to your advantage on the video side. So if my theory that video content over the next several years is going to become even more important, and the reason for that is because you're not able to refer as much traffic through the standard organic search results. So video is going to be even more important. Well, you can use AI to amplify and to repurpose your video content. So there's a lot of great tools out there right now. One of them is called Opus Clip Video AI, where you can record a video similar to what I'm doing right now, and then it can slice it up into a lot of smaller videos that you can repurpose across of social media or YouTube Shorts. And so I do think that that's going to be a great opportunity over the next several years. But I get the frustration. I feel for all of my SEO friends, especially if SEO is all that they do, where they feel that Google is hijacking all of the work that they've done over the past several years. I certainly understand that frustration. And I do anticipate that there's going to be a haircut in SEO traffic. And I think the determining factor for how much traffic loss is going to result is going to be what percentage of the Google search results receive this new AI overview experience, right? So if Google launches it to 100% of informational queries, that is going to have a huge impact on the traffic that your website, or especially if you rely on some of those informational organic searches, get to their website, right? Because what I think is going to happen is with the AI overview, typically it will be an answer that takes up almost the whole screen. But what Google has been doing is they've been having links to a couple of articles or resources on the topic. And so they'll give a full answer, and then they'll have, a link to article number 1, article number 2, article number 3. The percentage of clicks that are going to go to those related resources, if you will, are going to be an absolute fraction of what people get if they were to, let's say, rank number 1 in the current standard organic search results. It could be something where it's let's say for every 100 clicks that you would get if you're ranking in the #1 organic spot, you might get 3 clicks if you have one of those AI overview related resources or citations or whatever we're going to call it. So that's a lot. All that's to say, Google released their AI overview experience. It's going to be coming out fully, they say, in the next week. And what we don't know is what percentage of queries or what percentage of searches this is going to impact. But in my opinion, I do predict that this will have a negative impact on organic search traffic. And the reason I say that is because these results, in a lot of instances, will give a full answer. Now, whether it's a correct answer or if it's a wrong answer, we don't know, right? But these AI overviews take over the whole screen. And so my recommendation is to make sure to follow your analytics. So make sure to take a look at your Google Analytics, your Google Search Console to see what the impact is and to try to get a feel for what percentage of searches that your business is currently ranking well for in Google are impacted by these new AI overview experiences. But instead of being fearful of AI, because this is happening, we can't change it. We have to use AI to amplify and to improve our current online marketing experience. And so, with that said, I understand everyone's frustration. It's difficult to think that people have done all this work for the past decade, and all of a sudden Google can just rip the rug right out from under them. But I don't think that that's going to be the case. I think that Google has to be very careful with the percentage of searches that get this AI overview experience. And the reason for that is what I said earlier in this talk, which was they receive 10% of their ad revenue through their Google AdSense network. And their Google AdSense network is partly as large as it is because of the traffic that these websites that are hosting these Google ads get as they receive referral traffic from Google organic search. And so Google can't cut off the referral traffic that's going from search to these websites that have Google AdSense, and it's accounting for 10% of the overall ad revenue from Google. And so they have to maintain harmony. They have to maintain a balance there. And so even if in time, the percentage of searches that get this AI overview gets higher and higher, I don't think that it's going to get to the point where it is the overwhelming majority. I think that to start, it might impact 10 to 15% of queries, then it might impact 15 to 20%. But I think for the next several years, at least, websites will see a small haircut in terms of the SEO traffic that they see. But I feel that Google cannot, and they are a publicly traded company, I feel like they cannot go super aggressive in terms of the quantity of searches. And so, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I hope that was helpful. I understand all the SEOs out there and their frustration, but change happens. It's inevitable. So the question is, what are we going to do with this information? Are we going to take this announcement and then stop doing SEO? I don't think that that's the right answer to this. I think what we need to do is we need to use some of the tools that we have now at our disposal. So some of these tools that Google is offering with their AI to help amplify our online marketing efforts and to do more with less, essentially. So anyway, hope that was helpful. Have a good night. See ya.